This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, here with the man, the myth, the legend, the great Greg Hansen.
You got to get a new opening.
Ah, come on. Greg, let's talk McKale Center renovation. You took a tour of McKale last night, got a chance to see what they've improved on here during the off season. I know they're still 3 or 4 months away from reopening this place, but what does it look like now?
You can get, if you go in there now in the main arena, you can get the full feel of it. It's so much better.
Really? What stands out?
I was surprised.
Yeah, what's the biggest difference?
It is intimate. Some of it is LED lighting, which is installed and operating. Completely makes a difference. It's like a theater atmosphere. It makes it feel cozy. And then on the south end zone, where the team used to run out through the tunnel and to and from, it's all enclosed now. So it's like a theater in there. And all the seats in the lower level are blue cushion seats with an A logo on them. Completely different feel and look to it.
Wow, Greg, you know, we've both been to University of New Mexico to see them at the pit, and we've been to San Diego State to see Viejas Arena. Both of those places have that kind of feel where it's nothing but seats kind of in the bottom bowl.
Right.
Is it like that, or is it a little bit different?
It is like that, but it's more comfy because of those cushioned seats. Yeah. It's so different than what McKale has been for 40 years. I mean, I was really impressed. I went there thinking I'm not going to see much because construction is still ongoing. And in fact, the construction crews were at work. They work until 3 a.m. every day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
That's how pushed they are to make it.
Wow. Can we get those construction crews working on Tucson's roads?
Yeah.
Because that'd be kind of nice.
No, the one in front of the Tucson Mall is now done.
And Orange Grove is finally reopening after 3 months of, 6 months, 9 months of construction, whatever it is. Okay, I promise no more traffic talk. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. Greg, we're talking about the McKale Center renovation. What do you think your typical fan will notice the most when Arizona finally plays their first game there this winter?
It has a different feel. It has an intimacy to it. It had an intimacy before when it was full and UCLA was playing and they were, you know, it was a terrific game. Now when you walk in there, you just go, it feels different. And it doesn't always come off like that, because I've been to Stanford's new place, I've been to Cal's new place, and you walk in and you kind of go, what happened?
The king of that is Oregon.
Right.
Is Oregon, you walked in, speaking of intimacy, is you'd walk into the old Matt Court at Oregon, and you'd be like, this is someplace special. And then you walk into the new Matt Knight Arena and you go, this is someplace expensive. Newer is not always better.
Good call. And the one that disappointed me this year was Pauley Pavilion. $140 million. You walk in there and the only thing new were the concourses.
Wow.
You know, that's a lot for a concourse. They've got new seats too, but McKale Center is not appointed like Oregon with like leather from some Porsche factory. It's well done.
Wow, wow. Whose idea was this? I know you had a chance to talk to Greg Byrne a little bit. I mean, was it him who came back and went, I'd like it to feel like this?
Yes.
Or really?
Greg Byrne had the advantage of working at Oregon State at Gill Coliseum when he was younger. And Oregon State, of course, in the 80s was the place to be in Pac-12 basketball. They never reinvested, and now it's a dump. So Greg Byrne saw the transition there, saw nothing happening, and he was telling me last night, we're reinvesting. We're going to be a step ahead instead of 2 steps late.
Wow, well, that's going to be pretty good for the 14,000 fans, many of whom had to pay a seat tax on it for some of this renovation. When they walk in, are they going to say, oh, okay, that's $100 well spent?
I think they will, because number one, there's 43 concession windows now. There were 20 last year.
Wow.
And the configuration is different, so getting concessions won't clog traffic on the main concourses.
Wow.
And then the locker rooms were, I mean, you could talk 10 minutes on the locker rooms.
Wow. That's very cool. It's something, you know, we've been out and we've been taking photos, obviously, of the McKale renovation, and certainly it looks different, but it's nice to hear that it feels sort of familiar but better, which is kind of nice.
I was just hoping it wouldn't be like a Pauley Pavilion redo where you really said, what did they redo?
Wow, that's great. All right. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. Join us next time when we talk about the records in Tucson that will never be broken. I'm stoked. See you next time.